Hello Pisces, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here. We are going to dive right into your reading today, of course. And I'd just like to begin by thanking those of you who watch my videos, who like, who share, who comment, who subscribe. I really do deeply appreciate all your support on my channel. If you are new to the channel, I welcome you. I really hope that you find a message that brings you some peace and clarity, something that really resonates with you. Just keep in mind these are general readings, so just take what resonates and leave the rest, all right? For Pisces, please, Spirit, what do you have for Pisces? What does Pisces need to know? Wow, you guys, okay, I keep getting this energy. I think it keeps coming out in the cards. Yeah. Wow. I love this deck. I forget what it's called. Into the Lonely Woods. Gosh, you guys, okay, there is something here where there's definitely some kind of transformation taking place. You have on the bottom of the deck, it says love forgives distance. And, you know, I have been getting this energy of distance, of either you are at a distance from this person, physically, you know, maybe you're in separation from this person. Maybe, you know, someone took a trip. Maybe, you know, work has taken someone away. I don't know. But there's something where this is just the energy of like absence makes the heart grow fonder. But this card, you know, with the dragonfly here above, well, first of all, it reminds me of the lovers, right? If we're just looking at, there's two figures and then there's this winged being above them. But it's the number 13 card, which is the death card in tarot. And it is, you know, there's some kind of transformation taking place through absence. You have this energy as well of like, when you really have feelings for someone and they're out of sight, you still have the feelings for them. You know, it doesn't go away, it doesn't dissipate. And sometimes there can be this low key, constant kind of yearning for someone that just, it's like it's always kind of on your mind. And then when you see them, you are able to sort of kind of quench your thirst, or you're able to sort of, you know, let that go or release it or find an outlet for it. But when you don't get to see the person, you don't have that. And so it just sort of grows and builds and is constant. And the longer something lasts or exists, it's kind of, you know, I just want to say it's like more annoying, or it's more bothersome, or it's more, it just turns up the volume. It just increases what it is that you're feeling. Very interestingly, you have the 13 card on the bottom of the deck, and then right next to it, you have the 31 card. So for some of you, if it resonates, you may want to look up angel number 1331, right? It's a palindrome number. But with the ebbs and the flows energy that this is, it's sort of talking to me about that volume, right? Or that energy of like, wow, you know, this person is kind of somewhere always on my mind, or always in my heart, or just always present with me, even though they're not here. And then when I see them, you know, there's something about my eyes making contact with them, or just physically even making contact with them, that, you know, puts me at ease. Well, maybe I've been without this person for a while, and maybe it has gotten to the place where it sort of ebbs and flows, where it's like sometimes I can sort of deal with it, and then other times it just comes rushing in. It sort of floods me with this emotion or this yearning or this desire. But you can see it's like, with a waterfall. There's also a bird here, so it may even be where, you know, someone gets to the place where they have to send a message, or where they can't take it, or where they reach out, or where they communicate. So it can indicate that communication is coming in, but there is definitely an energy here of where it just sort of overflows. And then you have in the vastness of it all. And in this card, you know, this kind of talks about what it is to be alone. And, you know, I love being alone personally. I find when I'm left to my own devices, I make very good use of my time. You know, I bake, I take care of my plants, I paint, I do yoga, I meditate. You know, I find you know, hang out with my dog. I do a lot of things. I read books. Like, I continuously develop myself when I'm by myself. And, you know, I kind of am to the place in my life where I like being by myself so much that, like, it's almost hard for me to be in a state of constant companionship. Or even, you know, sometimes I'll just, if I haven't had very much alone time and I have the opportunity to be alone and somebody asks me to do something, I'll say no, you know, because I need that time to sort of catch up. I need that time to sort of, you know, do my own thing, you know. But I certainly treasure my time by myself. And I think the older I get, the more I treasure my time by myself. And if someone is going to, if I'm going to spend my time with someone, it has to be better than the time I can kind of spend by myself. But what this is talking about, it is sometimes when you're alone, you can kind of slip into this energy of fear and doubt, and your mind sort of taking over, your mind sort of becoming the central focus in your life. And it can be, you know, well, why am I by myself all the time? Well, why doesn't anybody like me? Well, why don't I have any friends? Well, there's a ton of YouTube channels. Every once in a while they'll show up in my feed, where it's like, you know, I'm a 50-year-old man, never been married, no kids, don't have any friends, don't have any prospects, don't want them, you know. And it kind of like stuff like that. But then they also, I've watched some of the videos and they'll be like, I don't know why I don't have any friends. And like, well, I kind of don't want friends, or I had friends, but then, you know, they betrayed me, or they did this, or they did that. And then I don't have any friends. I mean, women make the videos too. And sometimes it's people, there's this one channel where the guy was like a neurosurgeon, and he's not by himself, he's married and he has a dog, but he, you know, I think his job, or there's just something within him that makes him question a lot of things. And I think, you know, he sort of does question, like, why do I feel so lost? Or why wasn't being a neurosurgeon like good enough for me? Or why couldn't that hold my focus? Or why couldn't I, you know, I went through all that school, I went through all that training, I got the job, I did the thing, you know. Why wasn't that enough? Why couldn't I be satisfied with that? And so a lot of times the expanse, or the vastness of our solitude, of the space around us, because right, no one is near us, there is no form by us, kind of, you know, makes us feel insignificant or small or alone, or, you know, makes us question like our relevance, or our importance, or our place in the world. And yet at the same time, you know, see, I don't know, I think I just struggle with this energy a little bit, because like for me, it always comes back to, you're a living, breathing miracle. You are the divine experiencing itself. You are literally a miracle. And I always end up getting there when I'm by myself. It's just like, man, you know, this is crazy. You're a spiritual being tethered to a human body. So you're a spiritual being having a human experience, and what is tethering your soul spirit to your body is your breath. Something that you don't even think about. Something that you completely take for granted. You know? And then when I start thinking about that, I start deepening my breath, and I start, you know, consciously even expanding my body with my breath, right? You know, when you inhale and you fill those lungs and you expand and you take up more space, and you know, I don't know, I don't want to get too philosophical or too crazy here, but like, it always comes back to that for me, is like, you know, I'm only as insignificant as I would ever believe myself to be. Because the truth is, and what I always come back to is, I am a living, breathing miracle. And so are you. We all are. And we all have a purpose and a place and a reason for being, and a something to fulfill that like no one else can do but us. And to me, that is that is what life is. That's what life is all about. That's the core, you know, thing. And so sometimes, you know, it's like maybe we don't want to be alone, or maybe we fear being alone, or we don't want to be alone for the rest of our life, or we'd like companionship. And maybe it's easy for me to say these things, right? Because I do have a husband, and he comes home every day, and, you know, I have a dog, and, you know, I don't know. How alone am I really? But at the same time, that core piece of existence and that core piece of what life really is kind of the same for all of us. All right, Pisces, and then you have between two worlds. So there is this energy, I just want to go back to that really quick, of just like a lot of questioning, a lot of why am I here? What is the purpose of this? Like, if I'm not supposed to be with this person, or if someone abandoned you, or if you're in separation from someone, you know, why would someone care about me? Or why would someone, you know, compromise or sacrifice or choose me, or whatever it is? You know, we can all go there, right? But the truth is, why? Because you're a miracle, because you're a living, breathing miracle. You have this between two worlds, which is, you know, Pisces, we've been seeing this a lot. You know, for some of you, you're really in transition. And honestly, to a certain extent, we're all always in transition, right? We are all always closing out some cycle and beginning some new cycle. However it is, you know, some are more significant than others, right? Some of them are more, you know, feel more important or whatever, but every cycle that's ending and every cycle that's in our life is, you know, marking progress, is marking growth, is marking expansion, is marking something, it is important. And you never know how all those small things like lead up to the big things. But when we're in this place of, you know, kind of, sometimes we know we need to change, or we know that things need to change, or maybe we know we're not happy, or we know, you know, we feel so distant from our dreams, or we feel so distant from what we really desire. It feels so far away. But the reality is, it's always right there. It is, because I feel like I'm just going to say it is because it is. Because that's a whole long conversation. But it is always right there. And, you know, sometimes we just have to believe it. Sometimes we just have to open up to receive it. Sometimes we have to make space for it by letting go and releasing old stuff that's taking up room. You know, sometimes and it can be really uncomfortable, that spot of just like, man, I don't like where I am. I want to get somewhere else, but gosh, it feels so far away. But when you manifest something, when you trust and believe something, and when you surrender it to the universe, when you truly, truly, truly surrender it to the universe, you're so much closer already right then than what you can possibly imagine. You got to leave the when and the how always up to the universe. We have no say in that. I will just tell you that while I was doing this reading, you have the 13 and then the 31, which is a palindrome. And then you have the 38, which adds up to 11, which is a master number. And then you have 24, which is 6, which is coming into harmony or union with something that I feel like is a dream that you desire, or something that you want, that you felt so far away from, or you currently feel so far away from. It's like you're so much closer than you believe, or than you even realize, maybe. I feel like, Pisces, either you are really missing someone, or someone is really missing you, or you're both really missing each other. And there's a lesson in it. It's kind of like, this is important. This does matter, because if it didn't, I wouldn't be missing it. I wouldn't be thinking about it. I wouldn't be focused on it. I wouldn't be feeling it. I wouldn't be even allowing it to make me feel insignificant or small or unworthy or whatever. I wouldn't even be feeling so alone if it weren't for this. Okay. My God, you guys. You have open, longing, and beyond. So definitely, it feels like there is this energy of someone missing someone, someone yearning for someone, someone longing for someone. I actually feel that this is a spiritual connection with this beyond energy. It's kind of like, I was okay by myself. I was okay until I met you. And there's this meme on Instagram, and it says, you were okay before you met this person, so obviously you can be okay without this person. But what I'm feeling right here is this energy of, like, you can't unknow things. You can't unsee things. You can't unfeel things. And it kind of feels like this thing was so beyond what you had ever experienced before, or it doesn't even have to be like that, like fireworks and butterflies and craziness. It can even just be this feeling of quietness, but it's kind of like, like, even if I'm just sitting next to you, your presence next to me brings me comfort, brings me peace, brings me fulfillment in some way. It makes me feel whole. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel better. And when you're not there, I don't feel those things, and I can, kind of do the same things that I did before, or like try to stay busy, or I don't know why this is making me feel like a television antenna. I can, watch the same shows that I watch when I'm with you. But it just doesn't bring the same sense of satisfaction. It just doesn't bring me the same feeling I get when I'm doing it beside you, like when you're there. I also feel an energy of something being beyond my reach, or, being out of my, I'm just going to tell you the overall feeling of this reading. I feel like that we're getting a little nuanced, and we're getting like into the nooks and crannies. But when I zoom out in this energy, it honestly is like, man, I either I spent a lot of time with you, or we were getting to know each other, or we were in a relationship, or You know, maybe we work together, but we weren't having a relationship. I don't know, but it's like there is this sense of somebody being physically present or present in some way in my life regularly, like all the time, or you know, in a consistent way, and then they're gone, and I'm going, okay, like I'm trying to be normal, or I'm trying to go on like everything is normal, or I'm trying to even like do the same things, or remember, even like, I don't know why, but I'm getting like a couch and like someone sitting beside someone on a couch, and it's like you're not there but you were there just recently, or you know, it's kind of, I don't know, I don't know, it just feels like it's almost like the energy of imagining them still being there, or what it was like when they were there, or I don't know, it's something, but it's like this absence. First, it's just like, oh, they're not there. But then the absence is like an elephant in the room. It just becomes overwhelming. You have this open on the bottom of the deck, and it feels like almost this space or this absence or something. It feels like someone is open to something that maybe they weren't totally open to before this happened, or it's almost like open to seeing it in a different way, or to, I don't know, let's see. Let me go deeper. How about that? I feel like not all of these cards they go together. I feel like, you know, take what resonates and leave the rest. Look at that. I search for you endlessly. You see how alone that person is? It's just there's nothing but space around that person. They're feeling the absence. You have, it's you. It's always been you. I blame myself for losing you. That spark between us, yeah, there's just a really intense connection. And it's even when, like, they're not touching at all. This is all energetic. I don't show it, but you broke me. And don't let them tell you lies. I just don't feel like all of these cards are meant for the same person. So you're just going to have to take it intuitively yourself. But, you know, I do feel like there's this acknowledgement of, it's even like there was some kind of spark between you. And this comes out in a lot of readings, like this almost like chemistry or attraction that happened here. And it does feel that way. Like the first time I laid eyes on you, there was like a spark there. It's you. It's always been you. I've been focused on you. I've been hoping for you. This is the thing that I've been wanting. For some of you, I do think this is a situation in separation where, you know, someone feels as though they've lost their chance with you. There may be outside interference in this connection where it says, don't let them tell you lies. Like, someone may be concerned that there are people around the situation that don't want to see the situation succeed. And that would, you know, kind of resort to low vibrational things in order to prevent it from that. And then I feel like for some of you, it's like someone really hasn't acknowledged how they really feel. And so they're sort of sitting with that by themselves, with the I don't show it, but you broke me. They may not have ever let you know how they really felt. Wow, you have the King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. You're coming out with the Hangman, Justice, and the High Priestess. My gosh, all major arcana coming out here for you right off the bat, Pisces. So this is really interesting. You have the High Priestess and the Hanged Man. which are both your major arcanas, right? Justice, which is mine. I don't know if that's relevant, but some of you may be dealing with a Libra. You may also be dealing with an earth sign or another Pisces. But a lot of your energy is showing up here, Pisces, and a part of it is that I honestly feel like, you know, Pisces are very ethereal. You exist in realms that, you know, you're very dreamy, you're very Neptunian, you're very, you know, you can imagine a lot, you can see a lot. Sometimes you're operating in spaces or like you're communicating in ways that, you know, other people might not necessarily know how to interpret it, or, you know, what you actually mean when you say that. Or, you know, I'm just getting this sense with the King of Pentacles that this is someone who's deeply grounded and rooted in the material world and what is and what is happening in reality, where I feel like they're kind of dealing with you. And with the High Priestess, it sort of feels like they don't necessarily know how to interpret you. And with the Hangman, it's kind of like, what I'm getting is this energy of, you know, seeing things from a different perspective, probably than this person, for sure. But, you know, it's also an energy of, I'm just getting like trying to pull yourself up and out of emotion, or being so emotional, or allowing your emotions to kind of have you be kind of reactionary. With Justice here, Justice is, I'm making decisions and I'm thinking in a very kind of fair and balanced sort of way. I'm not making decisions off emotion. I'm not making decisions off of my dream, or what I hope happens, or what I see as the potential that could happen. I'm really trying to make decisions based off of, you know, it's kind of like my emotions being at arm's length, or how do I want to say it? You know how the Hangman is like pulled up by his foot? It's like in a way that I don't normally do it. I'm trying to look at things in a way that I don't normally look at them. Do you see what I'm saying when it comes to this relationship? And I am trying really hard to listen to my intuition with the High Priestess there. Like, I'm trying to make my decisions completely intuitively by just really listening to the voice of my higher and best self. And I'm not going fantasy here. I'm not going this way. I'm not going that way. But at the same time, the High Priestess really keeps things close to the vest and doesn't maybe necessarily even tell the King of Pentacles what they're thinking or what they're feeling. And so the King of Pentacles, who's looking for everything in the material world, well, what does this mean? Well, what does that mean? You know, especially then if they're not close to you, you know, or if there's some kind of distance between you, and you have this High Priestess energy, you may not be talking to them at all, or, you know, they can't even see your face or how you're reacting to what is happening. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really know, or they don't really have a good grasp or a good gauge on it. And I think it's driving them crazy. I think sometimes they may get in their head about things, and then they may see you, and then it puts their mind at ease, or it puts them at ease in some way. And in this no contact, or this I can't see you, or this we're at a distance, it may be making them crazy. But remember, this distance is bringing about some kind of transformation with that dragonfly. So let's see. Let's clarify. I love the decks that I'm using today. I'm very excited about it. I don't know why I haven't done these before. Oh, wow. Okay. So there's almost this admission, Pisces, where I do feel like this is you, because the Hangman and the High Priestess are here, where it's like I have a tendency to get in my own head, or defeat myself, or let my thoughts make me believe things that are not in my highest and best good. With the Strength card covering that, it's like I'm trying to overcome this lower vibrational tendency, and that's why I'm doing this. That's why I've strung myself up by my feet. And I'm, you know, the Hangman, has that halo of enlightenment around him, that clarity of thought. And with the Justice and the High Priestess, it's like I'm heavily relying on my intuition, and I'm kind of trying to just keep a clear head and to not think and to not predict and to not expect and to not fantasize, really, you know, my best possible outcome, even, maybe, I don't know. But then you have the Justice with the High Priestess with the Tower. This is definitely giving me vibes. I'm just going to clarify the Tower. But this is definitely giving me those vibes of kind of like a breakthrough in my way of thinking. Might even be breaking something down. Oh, wow. Okay. So, okay. Wow. Okay. This person may be coming towards you with some kind of offer, or they may be illuminating something to you that they haven't told you before. It may kind of come out of the blue. Holy moly. You've got the 10 of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the 2 of Wands with the Empress here. That 10 of Wands, this is like my desire for this, or my desire for this to work out. Plus also, it feels like, oh my God, this is going to sound so cheesy. I don't know if you can tell, but I did watch Twilight with my daughter when she was home. And at some point, Bella becomes a shield for Edward. Yeah, that's their names, I think. And so it like, how do I even want to say this? There's just this energy of, I can't get through. I can't, this is actually like so many things are flashing for me right now. First of all, with the 10 of Wands, what is the 10 of Wands? The 10 of Wands is the burdensome cycle. It's, you know, and for me right here with the Page of Cups, this is, I need to express how I feel, or I need to offer something, or I need to say something genuinely from my heart. And this is becoming so burdensome that I can't escape it. I have to put these burdens down. But I'm also getting, with the 10 of Wands, this energy of blockage, and I'm even getting a ringing in my ears right now, where it's like, I wish I could see. It's like I want to turn on the windshield wipers. It's like I wish I could see, you know, I wish I could know, I wish it was clear to me what this person was thinking or feeling, or what they were thinking, before I go like doing this. Because with the Tower being what we're clarifying, this could be like an aha moment that breaks ground for a new foundation, or for us to build something bigger, better, and more amazing. Or it could make everything that we have been building fall apart. But with the 2 of Wands, it's like someone is like, we're standing at a crossroads. We're kind of standing in this place where a decision or a choice kind of has to be made. And I see my future this way. And in order for me to have my future the way that I see it, I have to do this. I have to, no matter how uncomfortable it makes me, and no matter how big a burden it feels like, and no matter how much I don't know what somebody is thinking, or what they're feeling, or I can't really interpret it, because either it's so different from the way that I think, or anything that I've come across before, like, you know, that I can't understand it, or this person just plays it so close to the vest that I can't tell, or we're at a distance and I can't read their face, I can't see their expression. I mean, this really feels like a very climactic moment. But the hard part about this is that this person, I feel like they're viewing you as the Empress. They're viewing you as someone that is irreplaceable in their life. They're viewing you as someone who kind of will always be the one that got away if you get away. And it's like, it's kind of like there's only one way to prevent that from happening, and that's to unburden myself, to close out this cycle of me holding it back, and me letting kind of other things sort of get in the way, and just saying how I feel, putting it out there, saying what vision space I hold for where we could go, and putting the decision in the Empress's hand. My decision is to say something, and then it's the Empress's decision, you know, where do we go from here? But it like could devastate this person. You know, if the Empress is like, no, I'm not interested, it would devastate this person. Everything would come crashing down for them, it feels like, with the Tower energy underneath that. I feel like this person is very secure as a person, or they feel like they're in as good a position as they can be in to do this. You have the Chariot on the bottom of the deck, which, wow, and underneath that, the Fool. And underneath that, the Four of Swords. So it could be some time since you guys have actually spoken to this person or seen this person. I mean, literally. But this indicates that someone is really ready to, they see you as their equal partner. They see you as someone that they could have victory and success in life with. They see you as the person that they've been looking for, you know? If this person isn't in your life yet, they may be coming from a distance. You know, there may be travel involved, especially with the Chariot. This could be someone that, you know, like lives at a distance. Wow. This is Cancer energy. You also have Sagittarius energy coming out with the Temperance. There is something here for some of you about external like interference potentially. I don't know why I just got intercepted message. I don't know what that's about. This is that point in a relationship though where you're making a decision. Do we commit? Without a doubt. You have Temperance, you have the Knight of Swords, and you have the Eight of Pentacles. This to me is that, you know what, something has been coming together over a period of time, little by little. And you know, if it's not that, if you don't know this person, Temperance can be where the divine is bringing you together with someone. They're making the arrangements. You know, I think I told you guys, like when I met my husband, I lived in a totally different place. I lived probably, I don't know, 700, 800 miles away from him. I had never met him in my life. And I just went out to spend the summer with my grandma and ride my horse before I went back to college. And my horse got sick. I wanted to get a job because I didn't want my grandma to pay the vet bill. And so I got a job at a grocery store of all places in this podunk little tiny country town. And my husband started as the assistant manager of that store, and he lived an hour away from there and was like commuting. And I mean, it was crazy because that was a very unexpected thing that happened in his life. And yeah, that's where we met, and that's how it happened. And I mean, I certainly wasn't looking for it. He certainly wasn't looking for it. And, you know, but we met and we've been together ever since. So, you know, I don't believe in coincidences. So I think the universe was working it out for me, you know, and for him. Definitely for him. No, I'm just kidding. But you see what I'm saying? That's the energy of Temperance. It's like there are arrangements that have to be made for people to come together, for people to meet. So if you haven't met someone yet, like, don't worry. Also, don't put it in the comments. Stop doing that. Please do not do that. That energy is not good. That's lower vibrational energy. Don't do it for yourself. Don't do it for me. And don't do it for all the other people that are going to watch this video. Don't say that. The more you repeat, oh, no, I don't have anybody. Nobody's here. I don't know who you're talking about. Da, 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 da. That, just don't say that. That is low vibrational. That's going to keep that person away from you. Anyway, I could go into that for a long period of time, but we're not going to. So trust and believe, that what you're longing for, that what you're looking for, that emptiness, that space, that spot next to you on the couch that you wish was occupied by another person, trust that with temperance, it's being worked out for you. Arrangements have to be made, like things have to happen, it's uncanny though, I love hearing stories of how people met, or it's almost like, yeah, sometimes people meet in college, but even then those stories are kind of like, I wasn't thinking about going to college at that place, da da da, or you know what I mean? It's always so interesting. You can tell that the divine is at work. Anyway, you have the Knight of Swords here, and then the Eight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Swords is where something comes rushing in with the truth. And it could have something to say. So if this is an existing relationship, I do feel like there is some climactic moment, some climactic conversation that I think is coming in out of the blue. I do feel with the Eight of Pentacles there that this person's been thinking about it, crafting it, working on it. Thinking about it. I think they've also been trying to steady themselves in that grounded, earthy energy of the King of Pentacles that we saw. Like, I think there's a certain amount of breathless recklessness. Like, sometimes when your emotions are involved, or when you're addressing the Empress, and that if they reject you, you're going to be devastated. There's only a certain amount of chill that you can have, right? I mean, there's only a certain amount of like, oh yeah, I'm super grounded and super cool, and regardless of what happens here, it's all going to work out for me. It's hard to be that way when you're looking at something that matters to you more than anything else, and so this person has really worked on themselves, and worked to really ground themselves, and worked to be confident and to be brave. The Page of Cups is no joke. That energy is no joke. That is like, I am sharing with you my naked truth from my heart. I cannot get more vulnerable than this. This is as vulnerable as I've ever been, and it's as vulnerable as I'm ever going to be, the Page of Cups. So this is my truth from my heart. And so there's a certain amount of effort and planning where I think this person has carefully crafted what they want to say, what they want to express, the impression they want to leave you with. If they're going to leave it all on the court, this is how they're going to leave it. And so, but then there's the Knight of Swords, which is sort of, for me as a Libra, I always say this is Libran energy, where a lot of times we're just trying to outrun fear. We accomplish a lot because we have a tendency to just run faster than fear. We know that fear is there. We know that, if it catches us, it could put us into a real quandary of indecision and non-movement and stagnancy. So we run for it, and we try to outpace it. And so that's this energy. It's like, okay, when the timing is right with temperance, I've been patient. I've let the thing come together. I've just tried to be balanced and consistent, and show up in an equal, reciprocal way. And now is my time to like say what I gotta say, and I've put all my work and effort into both what it is that I'm going to say, but also into myself, and being able to be the steadiest ship I can be when I approach, be as grounded and centered as I can possibly be when I approach. And then you have this energy of the Six of Wands and the Eight of Swords, which is, I may have been in my head. I may have thought about all the things that could go wrong over and over and over again. But with the Six of Wands, I'm having victory over that. I'm having success over that. I'm not going to let that hold me back. I'm going to let my passion and my desire drive me to success and victory. I'm going to want it more than anybody else has ever wanted it. And because of that, I'm going to succeed. I'm going to win here. With the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck, this is about commitment. And even with the Six of Wands, this is about commitment. So I got to get out of my head in order to move beyond that space. In order to get where I want to go, in order to move beyond the space I'm in right now. So let's clarify. I'd like to know what this person is going to say. They're definitely going to make an offer. Wow. Empress, Eight of Swords, Page of Coins. What has been holding this person back? Wow, with the Sun. What has been holding this person back is their own mind. Is this, there's a pattern of thinking or a pattern of thought where it's like, I almost feel like this person has wanted to stay safe, or like if I have even this FaceTime with this person is better than having nothing. Like I don't want to risk losing this altogether. So I just don't say anything. Oh wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This person really sees you as the end-all be-all. They're not sure if their offer is enough. They're not sure if what they're offering you is even what you want, or if it's even in the ballpark of what you want. They're even looking at you as the Empress. So they really, it's like they may even feel like you deserve more than they could possibly give you. But they have to offer you the best that they have, you have clarifying this Eight of Swords and the Six of Wands energy. You have the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess. And this is just with the 10 of Coins on the bottom of the deck. So the 10 of Pentacles, right? This is just, this person can absolutely see you as someone they've always been looking for. And even the part of them that I think makes them crazy about you is something that they have not been able to find in anyone else, and that they love about you. And it's the High Priestess energy. You may feel more steady and more stable and more like you exist on a more spiritual plane than the people around them, or than the people that they've dealt with before. It's an energy of life or reality doesn't necessarily get to you in the same way, or your philosophy or your way of navigating. It is more, it's like you're sure of yourself. You're certain about what your own kind of thoughts are, or what your gut impression or instincts. It's like you trust it. And like they may not have ever seen someone with such faith in themselves before. This can also be a real love of yourself. Nothing is more attractive to anyone than the fact that you love yourself. And that you take care of yourself, and that you're true to yourself, and that you honor your truth, and that you sit in this space of balance, or maybe even it's like can even be with the High Priestess, that middle road. You have the white curtain and the dark curtain denoting, the light side of the spectrum and the dark side of the spectrum. And you sit right here and you're very confident and very sure about your positioning. But you can be extremely loving and nurturing. And it's like they're seeing that. I think this came out yesterday, the Queen of Cups. Maybe it was the day before. I don't know. And I saw fish. It just flashed in front of my face again. It was in the Enlightened Tarot, I think. And there was like fish, but they weren't really fish, but they felt like fish around it. It's that kind of energy where it's just like, yourself, and they may even see that the way that you care for other people or other things in your environment, or the way you care for yourself, or the way you care for your career or whatever. And they can tell so much about you from that energy of just how you love what you love. And they just feel like, if I were to invest in this, if I were to make this offer, I could have all of it. It may also be when you have the page of coins with the 10 of coins, it can also be like, this is what I'm offering you now, but what really is behind it is forever. Is, it's, I may be asking you to be my girlfriend, but I don't ask people to be my girlfriend if I'm not expecting to ask them to be my wife. Or I may be, I may be having this conversation with you and like telling you that I see you as my boyfriend, but I don't have those kind of conversations with people unless, I really see forever or something solid, or unless I think or believe that we're really, investing day after day to something that's going to end up being the end all be all. So with the Hierophant and the 10 of coins, this person definitely, they have definitely thought at least once that you are marriage material. Wow, you have the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of both decks now. I want to say this exact energy came out yesterday. I don't know. This is getting extremely consistent, though. I'm definitely getting that. You have the 9 of Pentacles with the 4 of Pentacles. And this is just even someone acknowledging your worth and your value and the fact that you're attractive and that, you have personally worked very hard to get where you're at in your life. And that it really shows the true strength of your character and the true strength of your capability in life and your desire and zest for life. And it's like, this person respects it, this person honors it, this person sees it. With the 4 of Pentacles, I was using the Everyday Witch deck, I think it was yesterday, and there's this guy on the 4 of Pentacles on that deck, and he's sitting on this treasure chest. And the 4 of Pentacles is this energy of like, holding on to something, clinging to something. And I feel that here, it's like, this is the one you hold on to. This is the one you hold on to forever, because look where they were able to get on their own. This is what is possible when we join forces. This is someone that you can have it all with, because they've already gotten here on their own, which means if they pair off with somebody who's also capable of this, then you're definitely getting the 10 of Pentacles. So it's like, this is a keeper. This is the one you hold on to. And it's like they also don't want anyone else to get close to. I feel like they're trying to protect this. Ace of Pentacles, yeah. Oh, wow. 6 of Cups. 2 of Coins. Yeah, this kind of comes back to that love forgives distance energy. When you're apart from this person, it's like they feel a little imbalanced. They feel like they've lost their other person. They feel like they've lost the part of life that sort of balances them out, or that, kind of that makes everything almost like make sense, or, that puts everything in perspective for them. And, it's like they can't stop thinking about you. They can't stop imagining, maybe what you're doing or where you are, or if you're thinking about them, or what it would be like 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, or 20 years from now. It's like, it's kind of the thing that keeps them going. I'm getting like bicycle wheels with like the chain that runs between them. And it's like, it feels like something that could keep them going forever. It feels endless, especially with the High Priestess energy, because it's like they could never actually figure you out. They could never actually be like, oh yeah, I understand this. And it's like a mystery that they desire to always be seeking the answer to. Do you know what I mean? It's like a code they want to always be cracking. It's like what just flashed in my head? It's like, oh my God, I think it's Nicolas Cage, and he's like looking for the national treasure or something. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know, but it's like a quest of a lifetime is what it's giving me the energy of. Or Indiana Jones just flashed in front of my eyes. I don't know, you guys, take it as it resonates. Then you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups here. This energy is like, you know, I'm going to offer you this because I recognize that this is something that's an opportunity that's been divinely given to me, that, you know, it has all this potential, but like, in order for the potential to be unlocked, I have to take the action. I have to take the steps. I have to take it there. I have to take it to the Ten of Pentacles. I have to take it to the Ten of Cups. Man, oh man. Pisces, I'm going to leave it there. Somebody is missing you. You make somebody feel like the whole world, you're their whole world. I mean, that's just literally how this feels. If this hasn't happened yet, trust in the energy of temperance. Trust in the energy of the universe. Just trust. I am definitely getting that. All right. If you're dealing with a water sign, you're getting, I know I messed up everything. I won't let you down. I want to start over. I have trouble with intimacy. If you are dealing with a fire sign, my gosh, I would do it all again. I love you. I'm in a committed relationship. I don't know, that felt like off to the side and down. That's not for everyone. I hide my feelings. I know that I crossed the line with you. I feel so drawn to you. I still feel the pain. They may still have heartbreak from a past time when they were committed, or that may be part of what's taking them a minute to commit because they have just recently had a bad experience. If you're dealing with an earth sign, you let me down. I do love you. I wonder how you feel. And I don't react when people mention you. If you're dealing with an air sign, I want to tell you how I feel. I see life differently now. I can't get enough of you. And I'm so attracted to you. All right, Pisces, this is what I have. I hope it helps. I hope it brings you guys some peace and clarity. If it does, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I love to hear from you guys. Until next time, I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.